oh, hey, I was just playing a brand new mobile game that we're researching here at the GIA. But it reminds me why mobile games are actually so popular, because you can pick them up and put them down anytime you want. And it makes it really easy and accessible to everyone across the globe, which is why we've seen this genre of games absolutely dominate over the last few years. Today, we're going to take a look at a brand new Clash of Clans style game that is coming here that includes NFTs and also allows you to play and earn. Here's an in-depth review from Agent Moneyplane. It's mission time.
Afternoon, agents. I apologize for the wardrobe. I still haven't received my GIA uniform from the agency yet. I was told it's a trench coat on top and Crocs on the bottom, but they made no mention of pants.
Where are my pants?
I guess we'll find out. Today we're on a top secret mission to review Army of Tactics, a mobile strategy game on iOS and Android. This game is the first of many in the Army of Fortune verse, also known as the AOF verse. You've probably seen their name before. They made a big splash a few months ago when their free mint NFT, the Founder's Key, ran up to almost 1 ETH. And before they even rolled the game out to app stores, they built a huge following on TikTok around 2 unique characters. You know them, you love them, maybe you don't, but Frog Pikeman and Blick the Gobbler both have massive followings with original content on TikTok, well over 1 million followers for each of them. This shows AOF's dedication to building out the sum of this brand. Let's talk about gameplay. Army of Tactics is a 1v1 auto battler where you and your opponent can see each other's troop selections and placement in real time. You're given a limited amount of space on the board, an initial energy pool, and a deck of units, each with their own size, range, stats, abilities, and energy costs. In the game, you are fighting to be the first to 3 wins. This is important because each player starts with 100 energy, and when you win, you're given 15 energy back, but if you lose, you're given 25 energy back. This makes energy management a massive part of Army of Tactics. You can place 100 energy worth of units turn 1 to lock in the early win, but your energy pool for the remainder of the match will likely be at a major disadvantage. Mechanically, this would seem to benefit whoever is placing units second, as you could perfectly counter every single play. To combat this, the game provides health bonuses to early unit placement that ticks down over time. This is to incentivize players to be decisive with how big or small they want to go with their army right out of the gate. As you battle your way through the game, you'll earn unit cards, trophies, and AFC, the in-game utility token of Army of Tactics. Using AFC and unit cards, you can then upgrade your units to give them more health and attack. This gives your units a significant boost in battles without changing their cost. There are quests each day to help drive the game loop forward as you battle it out, and you'll have the ability to upgrade your island, craft materials, and fulfill orders with those materials to earn more AFC in-game and complete quests. Earning all of this will give you the ability to then move on to bigger and better islands and more difficult players. Let's talk about everybody's favorite topic from high school, tokenomics. They didn't teach you that in high school? Well, I was homeschooled. AOF Verse operates on a 2-token economy. You're seeing more of this lately for ease of play, letting players opt into the more complicated economy if they really want to. Mentioned earlier in this segment, the Army of Fortune coin, AFC, serves as a utility token within the game to upgrade units, your island, and more. The other half of this ecosystem is the Army of Fortune Gem, or AFG, which is the AOF Verse governance token. The easy way to remember this is G for governance, or gem, whatever. Whenever I showcase a game, I'm always asked by players or people watching my stream, how can I earn? Does this cost me anything? I don't know why they talk in a high voice like that, but it's still a great question. In a recent announcement by the AOF team, they stated that AFG governance tokens will be distributed in 3 different ways. First and foremost, there will be an airdrop for holders of the AFC token in-game. This one feels pretty self-explanatory. You earn a token in-game, you get an airdrop of the governance token once they take the snapshot. An important caveat here, though, is that the wallet holding AFC must be bound to the AOF hub. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. I didn't know either. But you can follow the link down below to hub.aofverse.com and get that linked up to qualify for the airdrop. Secondly, there will be an airdrop for NFT holders. Earlier, I mentioned the Fortune Founder's Key by AOF Verse that ran up to about 1 ETH. Currently, it's about 0.4 ETH. That is the NFT in question here. The team has noted that the airdrop for NFT holders will occur prior to the airdrop that I just mentioned for holding the in-game utility token. There has not been a snapshot taken for this one yet either. Lastly, the team teased that they will be able to track AFC burning in-game. Right now, you can spend your in-game utility token to upgrade your units, your island, and to be able to spend on battles. In the near future, you'll also be able to mint a demigod NFT. Not a lot of details on that one yet, but I love the ability to earn NFTs by spending in-game token. As you spend AFC, you will qualify for the Burn Rewards pool, which will be made up of the AFG governance token, which will be tradable. That was kind of a confusing mouthful, but to sum it all up and simplify it, participation yields rewards, holding NFTs yields rewards, and in this case, it's through intermittent airdrops and not always on rewards. So I threw a lot at you there, but you probably want to know, is the game fun or not? I'll be honest, I first tried Army of Tactics in their alpha, and I had a pretty rough go of things. I constantly ran into higher level players. They just smacked me around. I was this close to just uninstalling the game. But picking it up again, they've made a lot of improvements in ratings and having the separate islands. They're able to parse players better, so it was a lot smoother entry, and I'm having a lot more fun with it. There's definitely a level of skill involved in constructing your army and attuning it to what your opponent is playing. But their army is shifting in real time as they try to counter you and you counter them back, so it can be really challenging to know when to hit that ready button and let it fly. That's sort of the crux of this whole game. This game is the definition of lost the battle but won the war, as if you can get an early advantage and wins, you can bait your enemy into placing troops, and then you can take your foot off the gas and bait them into spending more. You can rack up a loss or two and get an energy advantage, and then you can make a push in the final round. This is the primary gameplay of AOT, is this push and pull with your opponent and knowing when to go big and let the enemy take a round or two. The overall aesthetic of this game is clean. They've got some really fun and unique characters. As I mentioned, those TikTok characters seem to be a hit, but some of the other characters can fall a little flat and seem a little basic. The other thing I'll say is the continuity of the theme can feel a little bit all over the place. You've got pirates and steampunk characters in a medieval setting, and it kind of fits, but it also kind of doesn't, and overall it's not bad. Another drawback is that the iron mine and forge mechanics to cash in orders seems a little lackluster right now as far as island resource management. You see a lot of mobile games come out small with this stuff, and then they just constantly iterate and they add more things over time until it's almost overwhelming. So I don't really mind that part. I think they'll continue to build upon it. I do have some concerns about the game loop and keeping it interesting long term. Right now the game feels like it's better designed for short bursts of gameplay to kill some time, rather than feeling like you have to sit down and really hardcore grind it out. Again, that's not a bad thing because the game is still early, but we'll have to see where it goes. The addition of semi-periodic play-to-airdrop mechanics probably makes it worthwhile to stick around and dig a little deeper in the AOF verse, as they do have other games planned. Okay, alright. I've been stalling long enough. It's always a struggle to fairly review games, and I will say that I get asked all the time if there are any good play-to-earn mobile games. So in that lens, Army of Tactics really seems to scratch that itch for an easy-to-play, difficult-to-master mobile game, with some play-to-earn in the mix as well. So if I had to assign it on one of those tier lists that just seem to make everybody mad, I'd probably give it an A. I think it checks that box. That about does it for our mission today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on Army of Tactics in the AOF verse, and as always, Agent Moneyplane, over and out.
Secret agent stash. Secret agent stash.